Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our final graduating class of the year 2016. My name is Melinda Angstrom, and I have the honor of having been the supervisor for this class. And you're about to meet 9 incredible people. I'm going to ask that you hold off the applause until all of our graduates have come into the room and have taken a seat, and then we can applaud them. Our first graduate comes probably the farthest away, and that is Maori Ferreira with his guide dog Keats, and he comes from Florianopolis, Santa Catarina, Brazil. He is being escorted by Francie Kohler, who is his interpreter. Next, we have Donna Shapiro and Howie, much closer to home. They hail from Brooklyn, New York. Then Randa Utter and Cupid from Tolan, Connecticut. Gideon, Brazil, and Eddie from Middleborough, Massachusetts. Bruce Young and Fleming from Broadalbin, New York. Christine Cavalier and Flannel from Wilmington, Delaware. Renee Abernathy and Henley from Dallas, North Carolina. Stephen Britton and Imus from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And Charles, Terry McCann, and Mac from Willoughby, Ohio. Today, we celebrate the accomplishments not just of the 9 before you and the few who were trained at home and some of our other programs. We also acknowledge the accomplishments of the puppy raisers in the room. So congratulations to everyone here today, and welcome, graduating class of December 2016. And to start off the graduation, I would like to introduce Wendy Agaletti, who is chair of our board of directors.
Thank you, Melinda. I would like to mention that there is another board member here in attendance today, John Donnelly, with his wife Nancy. John, you want to give a wave? I also want to mention that last week I enjoyed a truly delicious Thanksgiving lunch with this class. For those of you that may not be aware, the kitchen here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind is exceptional. Graduates, would you agree? Anyway, good afternoon. What a grand vantage point I have here at the podium, situated between the graduates on my left and the audience on my right. As a board member, it is very meaningful to see the culmination of everyone's hard work. It is very meaningful to see a strong representation of all the steps it takes to make a team right here in this room today. Congratulations to the graduating teams, and thank you to the donors, volunteers, and the staff. I am honored to announce that today's graduation is sponsored by Paul Marchand in memory of Helen Souza, a loving mother, and babcia. For those of you that don't know, babcia means grandma in Polish. Enjoy your experience here with us today. We're very proud of Guiding Eyes for the Blind. And now I'd like to bring Kathy Zubricki up to the podium.
Thank you, Wendy, and welcome everyone to this very happy occasion. What we are able to achieve at Guiding Eyes is because others have helped. And there's a very special group of people who have helped make this class a very successful class. So I'd like to ask all our puppy raisers to please stand up so we can acknowledge you. You are truly extraordinary people, and by opening your hearts and your homes to a Guiding Eyes puppy to raise for somebody else that you had yet to meet but you knew needed you is truly an extraordinary gift. So thank you very, very much. We are deeply, deeply grateful to all of you. And Eileen, Kara, and Melinda, thank you for everything you've done to make this class so successful. Your dedication, your compassion has been evident throughout the entire class. So again, thank you for providing these students, these teams, the skills and the tools that they need and to ensure their success. You've done a great, great job. Thank you so much. And Anne-Marie, thank you for your help in making this class run smoothly on a day-to-day basis. We couldn't do it without you, so your help is really, truly appreciated. Thank you, Anne-Marie. And we get to celebrate Allie. Allie is joining the training department as an apprentice instructor, and she just completed her 5-day under blindfold experience where she was under blindfold for 24 hours. During the 5 days, and she was assigned a dog, and she got to work side by side with the students and really experience what it's like to actually be a student and learn how to work with a guide dog. So congratulations, Allie. I look forward to working with you. And now to the December graduating class. This is your day. Enjoy it. Savor this moment, even as you prepare to go home and begin your lives with your brand new guide dogs. You've worked very hard to get here, and everyone, on behalf of the entire Guiding Eyes staff, congratulations, and you are warmly wished every continued success. And before I close, I'm going to ask Melinda to come back to the podium. Melinda joined the staff in 1994. See, I'm getting a little emotional already, sorry, as an instructor. Since 2001, she's been a class supervisor, and during that time, she has supervised 58 classes. She has mentored and shared her wisdom with countless instructors and countless students. And while this may sound like it's a farewell speech, it really isn't. Quite happily, it's not. Because when this class ends, Melinda is going to fully step into her role as a field representative, where she will continue to share her expertise and her wisdom and her knowledge with people who are applying to get a guide dog, graduates in the field, and other professionals. So Melinda, you are going to be so very much missed as a class supervisor, but we're all very excited for you, and I know that you're going to continue to do wonderful work for Guiding Eyes for the Blind. So, yeah. And I think the instructors have something they would like to say as well.
Hi, so just as a representative of the instructors, sorry, I'm getting emotional too. Melinda has been a supervisor for so long as I've been an instructor, and I'm so sorry, but she has been supportive and there for us when we need her, and there for the students and the dogs, and it's been just an amazing ride with her, and we are going to miss her so much, but we are so excited for her and her endeavor because she's going to be with us throughout her journey, and we're so excited, but we just wanted to thank her for everything she's done for us, and we're so grateful for her and all her support, and I just wanted to thank her, and we all did. So thank you so much, Melinda, for being here for us. You've been here for us for so long.
Oh my God. I had no idea. Thank you guys so much.
We love you.
Thank you, everyone. Melinda, the podium is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That was unexpected. I love my job, and I will love my new job as well. And I won't be far because I'll be coming back to the school on regular occasions to see everybody. And as Kathy and as said, I look forward to being able to work with the graduates in the field. So thank you, and thank you for letting me share this incredible journey with you. Um, the next part of our program and part of every graduation program, we always give over to the graduates because they have things that they wish to say, particularly to you, the puppy raisers out here. So our first graduate speaker is Steve, and I could Steve is going to be brought up to the podium, and he has something beautiful that he has written to share with all of you.
Yep. Good afternoon, all. Greetings to all the Gunning Ice supporters, staff, puppy raisers, fellow classmates, and family members. As a first-time dog guide recipient, I was asked to say a few words on behalf of our class. Hard to do in a few words, class, right? There was 5 of us new ones, and we got a few comments from them that they asked me to share with you. The first one is from my friend Bruce, who was a veteran of the U.S. Air Force from 1974 to 78. Thank you for your service, Bruce. Bruce said to me that he wanted me to convey this message. When diagnosed with glaucoma, Bruce felt robbed of his ability to watch after his loved ones and damaged his self-esteem. Bruce says Fleming, his new guide dog, has already increased his confidence to again do more things with pride. Next good friend, first recipient, Terry. He is so special to me. He and I bonded so well, and he reminds me every day of what we're here for. Terry received a guide dog named Mac. So ironic that Terry's last name is McCann. Mac McCann. I really think that's great. So Terry is going to offer some beautiful music that he's composed and express his and the group's feelings, and that'll be a little bit later on. Christine, one of my neighbors. Christine is a first-time guide dog recipient also. To her, she said it's an amazing grace. And I also agree, Christine, yes, how sweet the sounds of love, helping us the dogs show us the way through their guiding eyes. Gideon, first time recipient, his dog's named Eddie. He's my new good eyes as he will help me see through him, says Gideon. Leaves one last person, and that would be myself, Steve. And I want to share a story as to how I ended up at Guiding Eyes. So this will be a little bit longer, but hopefully I'm a man of many words. I think most people here in my class know that now. And but I'll share this story with you. I think it's kind of quite unique on how I did end up here at the doors of Guiding Eyes for the Blind. In 2009, I entered the world of blindness after a traumatic, life-changing event, going blind after dual hip surgery. Who would have imagined that? I lost all my left eye and 80% of my right eye, with the other 20% remains blurred. With much support from my wife of 45 years, Christy, and I love her so, she couldn't be here today, but she is watching it on stream. We moved on in positive ways. I lost my 40-year job of Vice President of Operations at a moving company, Allied Moving Services, but I was so lucky to have North Central Site Services in my town to offer me employment. Their mission is to employ and assist the blind and visually impaired. In my 6.5-year tenure with them, I received a 2011-2013 Milton J. Samuelson Achievement Award as a Blind Employee of the Year, and in 2015 appointed by National Industries for the Blind as an advocate for leadership and employment, one of 12 in the nation chosen that year. I visited with senators, House of Representatives, staffs on Capitol Hill in DC and in Pennsylvania, Capitol Hill. IMUS will be a great asset for me to be able to navigate those trips that I do on a yearly basis, as well as some other events that I am involved with. I have been engaged to speak at many schools, Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, and with many industries for our local United Way, helping them fundraise. One of the events close to my heart is called Journey for Sight, 5K walk sponsored by the Lions, and I assisted to help raise in the last 5 years under chairmanship of $17,000. So as you can see, I did not look at my entry into the blind world as a negative, but rather as a positive and a new beginning. I'm so happy that I could move on in a positive way. April of this year, I lost my pet black shepherd, Lex, to liver cancer. And much to my surprise, that beautiful wife, Christy, pulled out some literature from Guiding Eyes for the Blind. And she said, it's time for us to seek you more help. Well, the rest is history. Guiding Eyes chose me to match with Imus, my dog, and we were trained to work together as a team to better enhance my independence and mobility. Now, let me tell you about the training. Our great, Imus wants to speak down here. I'm sorry. My great leaders who have trained me, Eileen, Kara, lose track of, I'm sorry, Anne-Marie, Ali, and Melinda. All have been so great, and I think also many people here know that I'm a sports fan, so I'm going to kind of put it in these words. And I don't want you to take offense to this, please. But you are our linemen. You are the ones that are plowing the way to get us through. It's up to Imus and I to lead on and make that touchdown. So I look at you all in that manner. So thank you very much to those individuals over and above anything else that has happened here. So when I return home to Williamsport, we are going to be going back to my job, and Imus and I will work together as a team to better enhance the independence. And after Imus and I learn my new route to and from North Central Site, which is a 2-mile round trip daily, we will later engage in one of our fun walks for my wife and I, 5.4-mile timber river walk along the Susquehanna River. And then, of course, in May, the 5K walk for the blind. So Imus, you are my new guiding eyes. I am so happy to have you. And I wish you could quit singing down there. I'm sorry. Kind of make me wonder. I'm sorry. It's probably saying, sum it up. So to sum it up, all our class is so grateful to you all for giving us a new lease on life to improve and to better be a part of our own community. So let us all, our fellow classmates, applaud Guiding Eyes, and especially to our instructors for their great leadership. From start to finish, it's all been nothing but an amazing positive experience. Yes, Christine, amazing grace to us all. Thank you, and now I have a little poem. This is something I composed and titled it The Class of 2016, December 2016, Our Journey for Sight. After applying to Guiding Eyes and being accepted, it left us on a high. Thank you, Guiding Eyes. When you projected with our entry to be much later, you contact us to attend the December class. To many of us, that was a great surprise. Thank you, Guiding Eyes. I met my classmates late on November 14, day one. It was then I knew the journey really had begun. On Wednesday, November 16, we met our guide dog companion. Yes, our new sighted Guiding Eyes. Assignments were made. Donna with Howie. She will be so good in their New York City County. Renee with Henley, a large shepherd, macho man, so friendly. Randa with Cupid, so smart and lucid. Christine with Flannel, with energy so high enough to energize a solar panel. Gideon with Eddie, so smart, so ready. Bruce with Fleming, so bright, so glistening, so gemming. Terry with Mac, throw the ball, he'll bring it back. Maori with Keats, so smart, he knows how to work him for the treats. Little Francie, our translator from Brazil, whom helps Mari. She's having fun in USA at CVS and Macy's. She's in her glory. Thanks again to our new Guiding Eyes. We all had great instructors, Melinda, Kara, Allie, Anne Marie, and my instructor, Eileen. They made us work together like a well-oiled machine. Thanks to all for all your dedication. You left us in awe and fascination. Thanks again, Guiding Eyes. Hats off to the staff and so many I cannot name them all, but a few to mention and highlight. Maria, Margaret, Josh, Nick, Jerome, Allison, Melissa, Andrea, Ben, Tom, Barb, Laurel, and Marianne. Yes, thanks to all Guiding Eyes again and again. Of course, there is me, Steve, with my dog guide companion, Imus, who will lead me on through this journey and help me all the timus. Back at home, North Central Site Services, where I work as a greeter and advocate for leadership and employment for the blind, our community will meet Steve and Imus in the morning at 8 at the front desk, where they will come through the doors, and yes, we will greet them with our pride and be so kind. Thank you, Guiding Eyes for the blind.
It's on his. Got it?
Yep.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Now I'd like to introduce our next graduate speaker, longtime Guiding Eyes graduate Renee Abernathy. Renee has also served on our board in the past, and she has been a fierce advocate for our school, and we're so pleased that she chooses to come back here over and over and over. Okay, right here.
How does one express gratitude? Gratitude means the quality of being thankful readiness to show appreciation, and to return kindness. Speaking for those of us who are returning for another guide, we are doubly, Donna and Maori, triply, Randa, 3 dogs, and myself, 5 dogs, grateful for the gift of these dogs. You, the trainers, gave them the education to work and to guide. We, the handlers, will give them a lifetime of love, fun, and a job that they love. It is impossible to express the deepest gratitude we feel for each of our past guides and for this new adventure with a beautiful new one. It takes time to learn how to be a teacher to another species. It takes time to learn from another species. It takes time to build understanding. It takes time to learn how to observe and how to apply what you observe. It takes time to build a relationship with trust. It takes time to get to know one another. It takes time to teach. It takes an enormous amount of time to build skill on both ends of the leash. It takes time to learn. It takes time to learn about humility. It takes time to learn how to work together. It takes time to learn about the things in training you don't even know that you don't even know yet. It takes time to learn about your own shortcomings. It takes time to forgive your own shortcomings and to learn how to move on with your dog. It takes time to learn from the old to the new. It takes a lifetime to practice compassion. It takes time, all of it. Thank you to you who raise our wonderful dogs. I gotta get through this. Thank you, instructors, for your patience when we when we revert to our old habits, which we do. Thank you for teaching us newer and more productive techniques to work with our dogs. Thank you, Guiding Eyes, for another opportunity for moving forward to even greater independence.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you so very much. The next part of our program um, is dedicated to a very special group of people, and that's the puppy raisers. I know, and I say this to you, the puppy raisers out here, those who are here in person, those who are watching this live, that you put so much work into these dogs, and just when they become really wonderful, not they're wonderful as puppies, but you're not having to get up throughout the night and worrying about little slippers that might have been chewed, and they're turning into really well-behaved teenagers, and you're about to send them off to kind of the human version of college and wondering how they'll do. And um, you wait getting the reports in, and then wait for that moment where you can sit here and watch your dog graduate. And I and the instructors wish that you could be there for those moments that make this work so magic for us, that make this work something that we can't define, but make us come back and do it day after day. Uh, and I'll cite an example. Bruce, after working independently in a residential area, and came back to the van and began to weep for joy and said, "This is how I've always dreamed working a guide dog would be like." Or the young man who's working through a grocery store and says, "So this is how sighted people walk through a grocery store," because he's never had that experience before. And those are the moments that you help us be able to give them. And thus we culminate in today with these graduates sitting before you. And there are some graduates I do want to mention that are graduating with this class, but they were trained at home. And that is Carol Hubner and Derby from Carlsbad, California. That Diana Hyatt and Jockey from Anderson, Indiana. John Justice and Edwin from Hatboro, Pennsylvania, and Kathy Lyons and Ernie from Buffalo, New York. And hopefully, Carol and Diana and John and Kathy, you're watching. And if you are, we say congratulations to you as well for your accomplishment and to your instructors for the training that they've done. So I'm going to introduce now Bethany Reinhardt, who's our regional manager. And to you puppy raisers, we have a certificate and a photo, a portrait photo of the graduates that we're going to give you today. But first, she has a few things she'd like to say to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Guiding Eyes for the Blind Canine Development Center, I'd like to extend our sincere and heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. It is a privilege to be here today to share this day with you. I'd like to thank our team of over 1,400 dedicated volunteers, our generous donors, and our dedicated staff who make the journey of a Guiding Eyes puppy possible. From broodstead foster families to early socializers, home litter care providers, puppy sitters, regional coordinators, administrative and kennel volunteers, both here in Yorktown and in Paterson, tour leaders and ambassadors, it takes a village to raise a puppy. And finally, I'd like to thank our puppy raisers who give the ultimate gift of raising a puppy to be a potential guide dog. I'd like to ask every person who is a volunteer for Guiding Eyes to please stand, and if you're joining us from home, know that this applies for you as well. You guys are truly our heroes. And now I'd like to present our puppy raisers with a certificate and photo. I'd like to ask one member of each puppy raising family to come up to receive your photo. All right, so to get started, some of our dogs have multiple puppy raising families. So Guiding Eyes Cupid was raised by Alice, Sophia, and Michael Scott from the Montgomery, Maryland puppy raising region. Also raising Guiding Eyes Cupid was Lou and Margie Cocodrilli from the Montgomery, Maryland region. They were unable to be here today. Guiding Eyes Cupid was also raised by the Trujillo family from Montgomery, Maryland, and they were unable to be here today. Eddie was raised by Michael Strobel from the Montgomery, Maryland region. Sarah Duane from the Leather Stocking region raised Guiding Eyes Flannel. Holly Volker from the Baltimore region raised Guiding Eyes Fleming. Guiding Eyes Henley was raised by Sharon Heffernan from the New Hampshire puppy raising region. Now, whether it's your first puppy or your 22nd puppy, Sandy Shaw from the Southern Tier region raised Guiding Eyes Henley. She is also one of our region coordinators in Southern Tier. Guiding Eyes Howie, raised by Kate Tro Shepherd in the Dutchess region. Guiding Eyes Howie was also raised by Robert Hart from the Dutchess region. The Flint family from Southern Tier, New York, raised Guiding Eyes Imus. John Kennedy and Claire Kennedy from Montgomery, Maryland, raised Guiding Eyes Keats. They were unable to be here today. Georgia Mail from the Maine region raised Guiding Eyes Mac. And Mac was raised at Unity College in Maine. Guiding Eyes Mac was also raised by Michaela Robinson. She was unable to be here today. From our home training department, we have Guiding Eyes Derby, raised by Camden Olson of the Maine region. Guiding Eyes Edwin was raised by the Gentry family from Virginia Beach, Virginia. They were unable to be here today. Guiding Eyes Edwin was also raised by the Eubank family from Virginia Beach, Virginia. They are unable to be here today. Guiding Eyes Ernie, raised by the French family in Dominion, Virginia. And last but not least, we have Guiding Eyes Jockey, raised by Morgan Royce Pavlot from the Finger Lakes, New York region. And also raising Guiding Eyes Jockey was Nicole Sorolowitz from the Finger Lakes region. Remember, from small beginnings come great things. I would like to introduce you to Yasha, Alexis, Wim, and Wonder, who are all future guide dogs, and they are all currently spoken for. They have puppy raisers, but if you would like to raise another one of these fabulous puppies, you can come speak to me. They will be available for autographs at the end of graduation down this hallway in the canine salon. All right. So in closing, I would like to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Harley King. May your dreams be larger than mountains, and may you have the courage to scale their summits. Thank you. Have a great day.
I'd like now to introduce our next graduate speaker, Maori, and Francie is going to interpret from him. Maori and Keats. Maori comes from an area of Brazil, Santa Catarina, on an island that has 42 beaches, so I know Keats is going, yes! Scored.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Eu vou dizer boa tarde em português, porque em inglês não sei falar.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Francie. I'm from Brazil, and I volunteer to a guide dog school in Brazil named Ellen Keller. And on behalf of my guide dog school, I thank Guiding Eyes and thank you all for the amazing experience we had here. And I am Mauri's interpreter. I'm going to read his speech. Good afternoon. My name is Mauri, and I come all the way from Brazil. Today is a very special day for all of us, a day to celebrate the freedom given to us by our dogs and all the friends we made here, both students and staff members. And most important, it's a day to thank Guiding Eyes for the Blind for everything they do here. I come from a country that still struggles to protect and include the blind, and knowing that Guiding Eyes spends thousands of dollars to hand me one of their guide dogs is just a blessing. Not only that, Guiding Eyes is investing thousands of dollars to hand me one of their guide dogs. Not only that, Guiding Eyes is investing in the Future of Guide Dogs project in Brazil by donating 4 puppies to a school named Ellen Keller. They will be used for breeding and to speed up the delivery time of guide dogs in my state, which currently has a waiting time of 5 years. Do you realize what that is? Guiding Eyes not only concentrates on the growth of their institution, but is also deeply concerned about people's lives and the future of the world. Keats is my second dog from Guiding Eyes, and I'm so thankful for having the second chance. He will not only be my eyes, he will be a member of my team, the partner I need for the long journey ahead. I'd like to thank every single staff member. You are all amazing. And the last sentence is especially to you, my classmates. The color of the sky doesn't matter. You are the one who makes a beautiful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Maori, and thank you, Francie. As Francie said, she volunteered to have the opportunity to come here and interpret for Maori, which is no daunting task, as Maori and Eileen, who was his instructor, were working on the streets, and Francie was interpreting everything Eileen was saying to Maori. Um, and I've had the pleasure of meeting Maori's family when I've gone to Brazil to work with our 9 graduates down there. And they're wonderful, beautiful people. So thank you. Thank you very much, Francie, for volunteering your time to make this easier for Maori. Our last student presentation is by Terry, and Terry is a musician, and we've had the joy of listening to our baby grand piano, which is, I believe, about 80 years old. It was donated to us by someone in Connecticut several years ago for our students to be able to use. And he's been composing since he's been here, and this music would just filter down the hall and draw people into this room to listen to him. The 2 compositions that he has made are Thankful for You and My Guiding Eyes. Terry, take it away.
Thank you, Melinda. I thanked my classmates earlier today for giving me the privilege to do this. And, as you peel back the layers of this organization, you just realize how much goes into it. And I was walking down the halls one day and said good morning to one of the instructors, and normally one that will talk back, and I could just hear the stress. Sometimes our ears are our eyes. And I came down here I encourage people with music. And so primarily, the song started out for Melinda, Eileen, and Kara. And then I got to know the kitchen staff, and it became about them. And then I got to know the nursing staff, and it became about them. And I met so many other people, and it became about them. Then I heard about the puppy raisers, and it became about them. And it just kept growing and it's just a simple little song, but the essence of it is summed up in one of the lines that you've given sight to those in darkness. But when you try to thank a whole group of people, you're going to miss people. So I've summed it down to one person in particular, and she's going to kill me. But when you work day to day with somebody and they work patiently with you and watch you run curves that your dog stops and do corrections the wrong way and leave your treat bag in your coat instead of hanging it on your belt and all those good things. So, Kara, thank you for being an amazing instructor and a friend. So this is for all of you, donors, everybody. Mostly unnoticed and rarely in the news. No fuss or no fanfare for all the things you do. But if my heart were a spotlight, you would always shine. For the difference you've made in my life, I'm so thankful for you and all that you do to make this world a better place to be. All the time that you spend and the love that you give to help those in darkness to see. I'm so thankful for you and all that you do to make this world a better place to be. All the time that you spend and the love that you give to help those in darkness to see. You make this world a better place to be. I'm so thankful for you. And this song I wrote on Tuesday, the first Tuesday we were here, when we had, probably if they all remember, we were walking in a downpour with the Juno walk, and then they went and got a dog for us to try, also at the time named Juno. And my Juno, oh, was he so fast, and it was slippery, and it was not a good walk for me. And we got to the door after the walk, and Kara said, praise him up anyway. And I bent down to do it, and he just washed my face with his tongue. And he praised me up, and like saying, it's okay, you did fine. And I went home that night, and I thought, I hope I get that dog. And so I came down here and worked on this song, and the only thing left in the song was one word, and it was his name. And I found out the next day it was Mac, and he was the dog that licked my face at the door. So this is still another way to say thank you, but in a way that you can tell how this dog will change my life, how he's already changed my life. After only 3 weeks, I can't even imagine life without him. Take me to a place beyond where I could reach, to where I thought impossible, where I never dared to dream. I may never see the sun as it fills the morning sky, but I'll discover brand new worlds with you, my guiding eye. Take me past these walls that I built with my own fears. Journeys once uncertain now become so clear, and I still cannot believe that you are finally mine, my companion and my faithful friend. You are my guiding eye. and I cannot believe that you are finally mine, my companion and my faithful friend. Mac, you are my guiding eyes.
Thank you, Terry. That was beautiful. The next part of our ceremony is our presentation to our graduates. Teddy Roosevelt once said, "Believe you can and you're already halfway there." And each graduate that comes to Guiding Eyes, it starts with a thought that maybe a guide dog is something that could help me. And they begin the research online or talking to acquaintances or friends who have guide dogs. And then the day comes where they make the phone call to the school and inquire as to whether this is for them. And we bring someone out or send somebody out to do a home interview and do a Juno walk. That's a walk with an empty harness, so they get the feel of what it's like to work with a guide dog. We want to see what their pace is, what their environment is, start getting a sense of their personality, because that's all important in the matching process. And when they arrive at the school, and they will all truthfully tell you this, they may not have slept the weekend before. They're anxious. If they've never had a dog before, what's it going to be like? Am I going to be successful? If they've had a dog before, will this dog be like my last one? Will it be as my companion? Will it be my friend? Will it be my eyes? And you watch as they progress over the days that they're in class. The first day where they feel like they have 6 left feet. They're trying to learn how to work the dog, and the dog is trying to learn how to work them, and there's a lot of looking at each other, making sure that, are you following me? Are you leading me? And then you see that moment in the student where they really start to believe they can. And then it progresses to that moment where they turn to the instructor and say, I'm ready. I want to go my own. And you start to let them go independently, which is a beautiful moment. And all of you are ready to go. You're ready to fly away from here and go on to your lives and to your family and friends and seek new heights or wherever adventures that are in store for you. And we'll always be there for you, no matter where or how far you go. We're just a phone call away. Some of you will return here to visit those of you who are close enough. Others will keep in touch with by phone or when we come out into the field to see you. But you're our family now. You always will be once you walk through those doors. So as we pass out these presentations or these certificates, they are a piece of paper, but they're our way of telling you we believed in you and we know you can. And you're not halfway anymore. You're already there. To Maori and Keats, congratulations. To Donna Shapiro and Howie, congratulations. To Randa, Utter, and Cupid, congratulations. To Gideon, Brazil, and Eddie, congratulations. To Bruce, Young, and Fleming, congratulations. To Christine, Cavalier, and Flannel, congratulations. To Renee, Abernathy, and Henley, congratulations. To Steve, Britton, and Imus, congratulations. And to Terry and Mac McCann, congratulations. Now, to sum this up, for our closing remarks, I'd like to introduce Becky Davidson, who's manager of consumer outreach and support, and one of our fellow graduates.
Stay here a second, Melinda. I don't have. I just have to tell this woman. God bless her. When I came to get my first guide dog in 1995 in January, she was in her first class as an apprentice. So, congratulations, girlfriend. The stories of that class probably would be better told over a cocktail, but it was very, very cold. Anyway, good afternoon, everyone. This is indeed a celebration in a season that is full of celebration. I have to tell you, my eyes are a little redder than they were a little while ago. Um, I have the privilege of staying here on the first Tuesday night of class to meet with people getting their successor dogs. So after we had our meeting, I was walking down the hall and I heard the piano, so I was drawn in, and there was Terry playing the piano, and we chatted, and then he sang that song, My Guiding Eyes. And I cried as hard then as I did today. Because those simple words reflect what every guide dog user from Guiding Eyes knows, that we are indeed part of a big family, that these dogs do change our lives, whether it's the first or the fifth. And because of that, hearing those words, I think there were probably a lot of other graduates who were as moved by that as I am and will always be. Um, every journey starts with the first step, whether it's the first application or whatever gets you to the point of being here. And now here you are, and the journey really is only beginning. Um, but you have created a team with your dog, and you are about to launch into the rest of your life. And none of us ever knows exactly what that means, but we all know the joy now of being with your guide dog, and also of being part of a big family. And I know that my fellow returning grads up here will join me, as well as my fellow grads out online and in the audience here, will join me in welcoming Steve, Bruce, Terry, Christine, and Gideon, and our Francie to the Guiding Eyes family. Um, we're so proud to have added you to the multitudes that are Guiding Eyes. And as we celebrate this season, I want you now to take a moment to celebrate your accomplishment, your achievement, your pride, and the journey that you're about to begin. You've worked very hard. Give yourselves a big hand. And just by way of a couple closing remarks, the souvenir shop is open out here. Um, Please feel free to stop by on your way down the hall to pet the puppies down in the canine salon. There are refreshments up in the dining room, and I believe Anne Marie will be gathering people together for a kennel tour. Is that right? At 3 o'clock? Stand up, Anne Marie, and wave. She'll be in, she'll be in the lobby. We just hope that you have a great afternoon with us, that you have both a joyful and a peaceful holiday season. Have a great day, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Becky. And this concludes our graduating ceremony for December 2016. Again, Anne Marie, 3 o'clock down in the lobby for those of you who would like to go on the kennel tour. Let's eat cookies and cake. Yeah. Yes, those are all the ones that were not here. Let me shut these.